Hi guys, and welcome back. This is episode 17, I think. Episode 17. Okay, so Mandy forgot to say it last week. So she was solo last week, and this week it's just me. So I'm going to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is going to Walt Disney World with toddlers. One of the big things that I think is important is that last year when we took Libby on her first trip, she was about 13 and a half months when we took her. She was not walking yet, and it was my first time. I had been to Disney so many times before, but it was my first time going with a baby, and I just kind of freaked out. It was our first long trip. It was our first just overall time of going with her anywhere at all, not to mention something as important as Disney. So we went, and I searched because there were some questions that I had. I needed to know how, if this situation, how do I handle it? How do I help? I needed to know from other moms. And there are some sources out there that was really good that helped ease me some of my questions. But some things I just learned from being there. So I want to go over a couple of those tips today. If you're traveling with a toddler, Libby is now 21 months old, and so this is her second trip. So it'll be a little different because before she was only crawling, now she's walking, running, jumping, climbing, everything. So it should be a lot more interesting and tiring. But so here are some things that I want to just go over with y'all. First of all is don't stress out. They say, a lot of people say, don't take a baby. Oh, wait till they're about 5 or 6 to go to Disney. I disagree. Now, will Libby remember her trips when she's so young? No. But she'll have lots of memories through pictures and the souvenirs that we get for her and our stories that we tell her. But the memories are really for us, about sharing that time and that place with our children. And so I suggest that you do take them even as young as the first time we took Libby, which, you know, she rode every single ride that was there that she could. That was not, you know, height requirement ride. And because we wanted her to enjoy it all, and she did. This year, I'm sure it'll be so much more, and you guys get to be there along with us. So, don't stress about it. It is okay. You will survive. Even if it's just you and your kid, you will have a great time if you do some simple preparations. And that's the big key, is preparing. Prepare before you go. Know that you got to have some things, that you're in a park with lots of people. So prepare with sleep. Get yourself some rest. I know, vacation rest. Those two really don't go together. But just like everything else in your life, you have to calm down and slow down. And you're on your kid's schedule a lot. So know that when you go to the theme park, that your child still has a schedule. So go on that schedule and say, okay, how can we adjust that to what we're going to be doing? We found ourselves to where we took a lot more stops, to where before we just kind of gunned it, but we still got to see everything. It was just a lot more relaxed and slow paced because we had the mindset of, we got to take it slow. We have to be on her schedule. If she needs to rest, if she needs to eat, then that's what we do. So we prepared some things. The first time it was easy because she was still we were just coming off the bottle and, you know, weaning her off formula and stuff like that. So food-wise, she was just starting to get used to eating all of her meals like a regular person. This time, it's a lot different. She requires a lot more because she's a lot more active. So what we are going to be doing is we're going to take a bag of her diaper bag and take that with us in the stroller with some extra things. Make sure you have lots of wipes because everything's messy and dirty. We are sanitizing people. We like sanitizer. So we'll have sanitizer on the stroller, sanitizer on her bag. and probably one somewhere else. I'm not sure, maybe on Dad or something. But have that on there. Get your sanitizer, get your stuff in your bag. Have an extra set of clothes. Have a Ziploc bag in case they have a blowout, have a mess. Or there's a splash pad in some of the parks, and they may just get nasty, messy, and you want to change their clothes and get wet. So take a Ziploc bag in there so that you can put all those soiled clothes into that bag. So it won't yuck up all the other stuff in your bag. We're going to take our soft cooler with us so that she has her, we've got some cheese in there, so that gives her some protein. She's a fruit girl, so we're going to have lots of fruit. We're going to have our apple slices. You can buy all this at Disney, but it also is a better idea to help save money if you want to take these things ahead of time. And we always go to Walmart the first night that we're there so that we can bag up and get everything that we need for the ride there. Goldfish, make sure you have lots of it. We also do something, so for those meltdowns, or I'm almost 2 and I don't want to stand in line, my husband will have a bag of Goldfish or Cheerios in his pocket, so that in line, if she starts getting fussy, there's something. She has games on our cell phone, so if that becomes an issue, then we can whip out the cell phone, watch a video, watch some game, or let her play some of her games. That way it can be to where we're not disturbing everybody else's vacation that's around us with a screaming child, because we all know how annoying that is. Yeah, maybe keep for a second, but if you're standing there for 25 minutes, it's not fun. So make sure you're prepared for, even in the lines, to have things. If you take a backpack, put stuff in the backpack if you're going to take it in the lines. That way you can have things. If they have a favorite toy or something that you feel like you want to take, we don't. We leave the toys in the condo, and that way nothing's lost. If you forget stuff, if you run out of diapers, if something happens, they have babysitters at each of the parks. And a friend of mine was just there a couple of weeks ago, and she was telling me how it was the first time they had taken their baby, and she had just turned 1, and it was the first thing that she'd ever done, and she was overstimulated, and all of the sights and sounds and people, it was just way too much for her. And so, and plus being off balance of nap time and things like that, and the heat, they were there when it was really hot. And so she went to the baby care center, and they have rooms to where you can just chill out. If you're nursing, you can nurse there. You can buy diapers, formula, anything that you need. It's got a room where the little ones can kind of play with some books or puzzles and things, and it's air conditioned. So she took her little one there and was able just to hang out, and for a little while. Her husband took off, went on one of the other rides, I can't remember which, Space Mountain, went on Space Mountain and came back, and they came back and got them. So it was a great little downtime for her and her daughter, so that they could just have that, so they could enjoy the rest of the park, especially if you're not staying at a resort where you could go back, if you're not staying on property. It kind of makes sense. But there's a lot of other places that are little shady spots all over the Magic Kingdom and the other parks, to where if you need that time to kind of calm down, not have a meltdown, this is perfect. Our stroller, we take our big stroller with us when we go, not the umbrella stroller, because we like to be able to put things underneath. I was really worried about this. I know that kind of sounds silly, but I didn't want to pack all her stuff and have it in the stroller and somebody come steal it. In my head, I just thought, oh, you can't leave your property out. But to be honest, they have cast members that stand over the different parking areas for the strollers, and they watch over things for you. I felt very, very safe leaving the bag in the stroller. And then I kind of thought about it later. I thought, if they steal her clothes or her diapers or a bottle or two, none of that's important. We kept all of our We didn't put anything worth any money in there. No cameras, no phones, no money, wallets or anything. We just had, her supplies, which are easily replaceable. So, but it kept us to where we can keep it underneath in her stroller so that we didn't have to go the whole entire day and just be so worried about tugging that around. And it ended up working out nice. It was something that I really, really stressed about, though, that I did a little bit of research online before we went. We had a really good experience with Libby. As a matter of fact, she recognized things. Now, I know as she was young, this time she'll know things a lot more, but the way that she did that is because we had two different sources that we used. We used YouTube and, we used YouTube and watched some of the parades and the videos and the fireworks and things like that, so she can get used to it. So it was something familiar, so she wasn't afraid of it. She wasn't afraid of the characters because she's seen them a lot. We also have a lot of Disney stuff around her house, and her room is Disney princesses. So she was used to seeing the castle. She was used to seeing all these different Disney stuff. So it was commonplace for her. We also would play the DVD of Disneyland Fund and sing-along songs in the car, in her DVD player in the car. So we would play that a lot. So she's really familiar with the big characters, what they look like in their costumes, and to where she would know it, Main Street. It would show these different places. So she was more comfortable with it. So she wasn't oversensitized with it. So that the things that I couldn't control, like the crowds or the loud noises, those weren't such a big deal because the other stuff wasn't overdoing it for her. We really, really stress. We waited almost 20 years before we had Libby, before we got her, and of marriage, and so we waited a long time. So we're older parents, and so we're used to going super fast and used to going at a pace. When you go and you see the families there, and especially as your families grow, then you'll see how this year we're going with everyone. In the past, it was just our friend Nick and Tim and I, so we could go like on Libby's pace. This year we're going with everybody, so we're adding more elements in, aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas, and so we have to, and so the pressure kind of is, we gotta go, because everybody's there. But just take it slow, calm down, bring it down. And I say that to say this, that is, there's a lot of plan your week accordingly. Mandy and Chris are going to be going 5 days to the parks this time. We're going to be there for 8 days or 7 days, and they're going 5 days. We're only going 3, so we're scaling our time back, and we're not doing back-to-back days at the parks. Plan that out when you plan your vacation. Plan some downtime especially with the little ones. As Libby gets older and she can handle more, we'll probably do more days, or if we have a more stretched out time that we can spend there. But get the most for your days. We'll probably go to Magic Kingdom, and then we'll go to Animal Kingdom, and then we're going to go to, I believe, Hollywood Studios. But if we don't get to see everything that we see in Magic Kingdom, then our plan is flexible. And Hollywood Studios we may not go to. We may go to Magic Kingdom again because that's our favorite park. So be flexible in your plans, especially with little ones. You've learned to be flexible being a parent. One of the most important tips that I think is important, and I don't always follow it, is as parents, as moms, we tend to take care of everybody else, and a lot of times we just let ourselves go. And the main thing and when you travel, it's stressful anyway, so take care of yourself. Make sure you have fun, because that will reflect on how much fun everybody else has. If I'm stressed, or if I don't feel good because I'm not taking care of myself or not getting enough sleep because I'm making sure everybody else does, then everybody, I'm going to be Debbie Downer and nobody else is going to have fun. So make sure that you take care of yourself. Drink lots of liquids. Take some snacks, because you want to capture all of those memories and not remember, oh my gosh, we had a terrible meltdown because all of us were tired. They have Starbucks now. Get you some Starbucks. And that way it'll help you throughout the day. So make sure you take care of you parents out there. Make sure you have fun so that your kids can have fun and make those memories. The last thing that I have for you is take advantage of the photo pass. I know we say that a lot, but especially when you've got a little one, let those people take the pictures, because then you can hold them, kind of corral them. If I'm telling Libby to sit still and I want to take a picture, it doesn't happen. But if a stranger is taking a picture of us, she might not smile, but at least she'll be in the picture, not be moving all over the place. So make sure that you go and you use those photo pass, because it's all about capturing the memories. Make sure you get those memories, because that's what you work hard to give your family, these vacations, so that you can spend that time being with them. I'm sure there's a million other ideas out there and tips. Please leave a comment, because I'm a new mom, so I'm just winging this as I go along. And we're excited to, next week we're going to be, in 2 days we're leaving. One day when this video goes up. So we'll be leaving and we'll be heading out to the park. So watch for our videos. We're going to be doing some snippets, but we'll have the full week of vacation so you guys can see it all. But man, we're so excited about going, and we just can't wait to hear your guys' tips and what you think is best. What did I miss, moms out there? Please comment now, because I'm leaving in 2 days with this kid. So just send us your comments and have a magical day.